Git reset hard, origin main. Git status, great. Git pull, because all that data is already there, and now we don't have any special things with it. Okay, so everything's lovely. We have another pull request that we should take a look at. So this is root scene. So the idea here was we wanted to change things into a root scene that will keep loaded all the time. But there was a comment here that Kai left here that this should be event bubbling and it isn't blocking. And I agree with him that we've got this hack that relies on things being instantiated by game. So let's go check out 162 root scene and try fixing the thing that Kai pointed out to me. Hey, there's 162 root scene. Switch into it. All right. And now we come back on over here. Come back on over to Godot. Godot is going to be potentially a bit confused because that's a substantial change to the world. So we're going to reload the project. I never know when I need to reload Godot, but you know, I try to be protective of it because it does cache things, and having those caches go bad is a problem. All right, so now we should have the new structure here where stuff loads up into main. We have our code here, so let's go take a look at our code. Don't need the outline. So main, let's look at where those two things were that Kai found. Puzzle canvas and puzzle select menu both do have that hack in them. So let's go take a look at those. Puzzle canvas. You're going to be in source. Puzzle canvas. Puzzle canvas. All right. And so here we go. I can close that terminal. And we're just looking for the spot where I said hack, which is probably right down near the bottom. That's a to-do. Where's my hack? There you go. Return to main menu. Hack relies on this being instantiated by game. So, yeah, the idea here would be we want to raise a signal of some sort. Yeah, we want to basically send a signal up the tree. I want to look at Godot custom event bubbling. Input events do give it. Okay. User input does that, but avoid bubbling signals. Sending signals to nodes in distant branches. No. So input events bubble through the input tree, but do normal Godot events bubble at all? That's... Right. That's about doing GUI input bubbling. So, I mean, I guess the way we would almost want to do this would be, this isn't exactly lifecycle event bubbling, but we just want to have this, have the children subscribe to this. So let's take a quick look here. So Puzzle Canvas is a control, and it provides session settings. All right, so that's Puzzle Canvas. And then I want to look also, the other one where we were doing that with that was Puzzle Select menu. So, all right, that's under Puzzle Select. We have Puzzle Select menu here, and again, a Puzzle Select menu is a control. Okay. All right. That gives me an idea of how to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to introduce something a little bit new here. So we have, and I'll probably end up getting I will end up getting a new review from Kai for this one because this is going to change things somewhat substantially, but I think I like it. What I'm planning to do is actually set it up so that the things that can be top-level scenes are actually going to be members of a common interface. Probably, yeah, an interface that we don't have to change what type of thing they are. So what we're going to say here is, yeah, we have game, and yeah, game is where we're currently handling all of this. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead, source, new folder, and this is going to be game screens. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to, in Godot, we're going to take the file game and move it over into game screens. And the reason we're doing it in Godot is Godot will update most of the references when we do that. So here we are. We're going to take game scene and game CS, and we're going to scooch them both over here into game screens. This thing just became confused because game CS has gone away. That's fine. But now I do want to check because we have one explicit reference there. Yep, source game.cacn. We're going to change that over to source game scenes game.tscn, which where that not game scenes, game screens. Okay. And that's how we use run scene. But I'm going to modify this just a little. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say over here in game screens, we're going to add a new file. And that's going to be igamescreen.cs. Put it in my namespace. And what this thing's going to be is, yeah, public interface iGameScreen. It doesn't need to extend. It doesn't need to extend terribly much, but we're going to guarantee that a couple of things exist here. The first thing, actually, hang on. I think this might need to be partial so that Godot can play with it. Yeah, partial interface iGameScreen. Actually, wait, can this be an interface? Because I do need this thing to be. Yeah. Okay, no, I actually think a game screen needs to be a particular type of control. So instead, I'm going to change this a little. We're going to rename. So rename to just game screen CS. Public partial class iGameScreen, and a game screen is an implementation of control. And using Godot. Okay, so now we've got this, and we can change it. So a couple of things we're going to want to say. This should be a global class so we can play with it from the editor. So if you're a game screen, you need to know a few things about yourself. First thing is you're going to need a signal. And to set up a signal, let's go check the Godot docs on signals in C# because I always forget how they work. C# signals, or just signals, let's see. Nope. Talking about signals in C#, there should be, yeah, there we are, the C# signals docs. Okay, so here we go. We want to set up, right, one of these here. So public delegate void change screen event handler. And the idea here is that we can raise this event when we want to change the scene. And so the other thing that's going to be here, you're not an iGame screen anymore, you're a game screen. And it's going to be, it has a game screen target. So you can raise an event saying, hey, change the screen to this other screen, and the main handler will do that for us. Then the other thing you need to be able to do as one of these scenes is right now, the main game screen here is instantiates the scenes. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and let these things instantiate themselves. So let's go ahead and back here. So you need to have a public, and you know what? Let's go to full zoom here so that I can see more of my stuff. In order to do this, right, you need to instantiate yourself, which is going to generate a right, current scene is going to be a node, I believe. Where is current scene? Underscore current scene. Can I find you? Are you further down there? Oh, there. Yeah, you're a node. Okay. So, actually, yeah. So you're going to be public game screen instantiate. And actually, what I want to say here is, yeah, you're a public partial abstract. No. Oh, yeah, no, hang on. X. No, I guess these things can be directly instantiated. You see, yeah, you're a public partial class, public game screen instantiate. All right. You also need to have export packed scene get set. So this is the scene that this references. All right. Right. Actually, hang on. No, if one of these things is done, no, we need, it actually shouldn't be that. It needs to be, yeah, if you are a game screen, actually, no, yeah, you can't be directly instantiated. Public abstract partial class, and then you need to have, private virtual string file name get init. Virtual abstract. Sorry, you need to be protected virtual string file name get init. Modifier. Order my modifiers, please. No, sorry, that was not the button I wanted. Protected virtual required string file name get init. Cannot be less visible or have a setter less visible than the containing type game screen. So because the class is public. Oh, that makes sense because it's required. Okay. No, wait. No, I don't think. Actually, I don't think required is this here. Can it be abstract? Yes. That's what we want because this thing needs to implement that. Actually, we just need a getter, not even an initter, because we just need to be able to get that file name. Okay. So now what instantiate's going to do is it needs to say, packed scene equals resource loader dot load packed scene file name. So we get the packed scene file, and then we need to say return packed scene dot instantiate. As a game screen. Okay. So now any game screen is responsible for instantiating itself. It needs to know its own file name, which is easy to know. A file should be able to know where it lives. And so with that, now we also have this change screen event handler. So that means we can also now raise the event change screen from these. So let's go over now to Puzzle Canvas, which is going to be one of these game screens. And we're going to say that instead of being a control, you're a game screen. And it needs to have a getter for file name. And look at this, it's got this scene path. So instead, we're going to say here is override file name, turn scene path. It no longer needs to have an instantiate here because that is now, yep, that is now right there. Oh, in fact, that's actually a slightly better framework for this thing. So, man, let's just do this here. Yeah. This instantiate can do a slight amount of memoization here. And then we can just say, yeah, underscore scene question equals that, and then return scene.instantiate. So what that means is now we only load the scene up once, and it hangs on to a reference to its packed scene resource. So we don't need to re-get that every time we want to build one of these, which is good because we're going to hopefully build this a number of times as we move between screens. Okay, and now this instantiate can go away here. And where do we refer? Right, this is the only reference to that now, so we can actually, in fact, get rid of scene path and just take that right here and make that, there's the file name it lives on. Okay, so now this thing's a game screen. And let's continue. We save that as we go down to a bunch of this other stuff here, all the way to the bottom here, where instead of saying it needs to get its parent, what it just needs to say here is emit signal. And the signal it wants to emit is going to be the name of that signal is signal name.change screen. And then, yeah, it must, and it needs to take an arg, which, right, we took game screen target. Though actually, we need this thing to be a class target that is a subclass of game screen. So, yeah, change screen event handler. Because what I want to do is not, I don't instantiate the main menu ahead of time, or the select menu. What I want to do is tell this thing that it just needs to go to a puzzle select menu. So hang on. Yep, is a type, which is not valid in the given context. Okay, so hang on. All right, the type or namespace type cannot, so hang on, if I, using system, okay, type target, the parameter of the delegate signature of that type is not supported by Godot, okay. So what I want here is to be able to tell it what screen it's going to. So hang on. I can always, because everything will be a game screen, which means that it will always have this stuff in it. So again, if I give it something that it can use, let's just say, I don't know, so public abstract string screen name, or yeah, get. And that would be, actually, or yeah, here. Or no, name hides inherited member node.name, right. Oh, See, I want to be able to give it something that we can easily receive in the event handler, something we can hand around that will be nice and clean when we say emit signal. So let's see. I mean, yeah, we've got, so I have like the puzzle select menu here. Um, hmm. Because I'd really like it to only let me change things to other game screens if I at all can. Um, hmm. So actually, hang on. Let's try something here. Um, protected void change scene to game screen, or yeah, change scene to T T. Uh, I want the thing to receive a type, and I want that type to have to be a certain subclass. So, all right. Um, no, I can't use type of. Let's see if I can find anything here on the internet. C sharp. C sharp. Use type as parameter. Passing a type as a parameter. All right. You could use generics. You could pass a system.type. Yep. Um. Okay. Hmm. Right. Yep. So we could pass in type of string, but okay, no, I mean that makes some sense there, but okay. See, I don't really want to pass the object. I literally just want to pass a reference to puzzle select menu. I mean, let me just see. Yeah, change scene to type T. Okay, declares a body. So now if I just want to say, yeah, change scene to puzzle select menu. No, it's a type which is not valid in the given context. Okay, a class name was used. Yeah, a method identifier used. Okay, that's not that helpful. I mean, we could do type of puzzle select menu, at which point we send the type across. Hmm. So, I mean, we can do that. We could pass that type over. Um, that doesn't give me. I I basically want to pass something that isn't an instantiation of puzzle select menu. I just want to say puzzle select menu is where you're going. I mean, actually, I mean that's not terrible. That's not terrible. So let's try this here then. So we could say, yeah, emit signal signal name dot change screen, and then we need to type type target scene. So first we want to do here is if target scene dot is subclass of type of game screen. Then we're going to say emit signal, signal name change screen, and target scene dot name. And so we're going to pass then, a string target with that. Okay, so now we can emit this signal that we want to change the scene. It's got the target of the name. So we can basically say change scene to type of puzzle select menu. Now, given that, we have the name of a type here that comes in. Actually, what I think I do want here is, full name. Full name might be null? That's interesting. Oh, null if the current instance represents a... Okay. All right, so what we care about, that full name is not null. All right. Okay. So if the target scene is a subclass of our game screen, then we want to emit this signal, at which point somebody wants to be able to listen for this signal. That's what the parent is going to do. Going to just comment that out for now. And then, we have a possible null reference. I don't expect there to be a null reference because the scenarios in which that can be a null reference should not be able to happen. So in fact, I think I can just, target scene full name, bang. That is not going to be null. So now, when we do that and we call change scene to, if we end up back over here in game, all right. So what we want to do is public void on change scene to string target. So when we set a scene to a particular thing, change scene to file, then we have change scene to node, and now what I have is change scene to target. Okay, what we want to say here is first type registry dot all right, if I have a type's name, C# get type from full name. If it really is the type's full name including namespace, it should work. Assembly.getType. Okay. You can use the right assembly or call that with the full assembly information. Okay. Okay. So what we want to do here, hang on, is if we go back, I'll look at that, yeah. You should, yeah, it shouldn't include the assembly name and the type name. Though, hang on, does the full name include the assembly name? Oh, including namespace, but not assembly. Actually, hang on, can I do better than that? Target scene dot, not the full name. Yeah, assembly qualified name. Includes the name of the assembly from which this will. Okay, so this should let me fully instantiate this thing. So now we can say, yeah, on change scene to type dot. Right, is that get type there that they're using? Yeah. Get type, the assembly qualified name, yes. Target. So what we do now is we have a type. So we're going to find that. Then we're going to check here if type dot is subclass of type of game screen. What we then want to do is we want to say game screen next screen equals okay, I want to go with type dot okay, we basically want to invoke a we need to invoke a oh right, public abstract string file name. Is file name supposed to be static? Can I do that? A static member cannot be marked as abstract, right? Because what I want is for the child type to